Ubisoft. What are we doing? Now, if you guys weren't aware, Ubisoft has been on an absolutely shambolic downward spiral lately. Their stocks are failing, their games aren't hitting, and I just wanted to talk about it. Where do we even begin? Well, firstly, Ubisoft's foray into the quote quadruple A gaming market doesn't seem to be working out as well as they thought. Skull and Bones pretty much came and went despite how long that game has been in development. Just think of the sheer cost of that game. What was it, like 10 plus years of development? And at this point, we know how much Concord costed after 8 years of development. So for Skull and Bones to be in dev for even longer than that, and to be a much bigger game, dude, just imagine how much that game wound up costing Ubisoft to even make. As a matter of fact, do we even know how much Skull and Bones cost? Like, have they actually said the cost amount? Because I can't remember if they ever came out with how much the development costs for Skull and Bones were. I can't remember if they actually came out with that or not. But whatever it is, I highly doubt the game sold well enough to make that money back. You're seeing as people weren't all that enthused about the game at that point anyway. And I don't really see people talking about the game that much anymore now since it was released. And on their latest and most recent struggle point, the new Star Wars Outlaws game came out to its own bit of scrutiny. The biggest one being that the game was really buggy at launch. These days, what else is new? But anyway, if you got the early access version of the game and ran into all of the inevitable bugs and glitches, in order to fix your game, you're going to have to lose all of your progress that you had in the game. So isn't that fun? You pay extra money to get a game early and have to lose all of your progress and pretty much have to start over from scratch along with everybody else that just got the game on its natural launch day. Imagine paying extra money just to lose your progress. Ubisoft is just awesome. It's just on something lately. I don't know what it is. And I don't know about the sales of Outlaws, and I'm sure it's sold better than Skull and Bones at least, but it probably still isn't all that good sales-wise due to, the reception of the Star Wars franchise these days. And let's not forget Ubisoft's latest disaster that's not even released yet, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now that game's list of problems is long and detailed enough to be its own separate video, but as for what's going on with the game lately, well, firstly, Ubisoft recently canceled their showcasing of the game at the Tokyo Game Show due to the sheer mess that they are in with Japan over a lot of the things going on with the game itself. Then secondly, they also canceled the press previews of the game too, so meaning that even the people in the gaming press can't even get a look at the game either. Then after all of this, Ubisoft has then decided to delay the game till February. I think February 14th of 2025. Yes, Ubisoft, that is definitely going to save you. Now, as for me, I have no interest in the game. I haven't had any interest to play any Ass Creed game in years. The newest games just don't interest me much, and I don't like the new direction that the series has been going in lately, over the past few years in terms of the story and especially the gameplay. Just like a quick little side tangent, I really miss the gameplay style of the earlier Assassin's Creed games, especially in the combat department. Like the first 3 games plus the Brotherhood and stuff. If you've played the earlier Assassin's Creed games, you know what I'm talking about, and I think you know what I mean. And if you're unsure about what I'm talking about or what I mean, go look up the earlier AC games in the series, like the first couple early games. Just that gameplay style and that combat style, I just miss that so much because it was just a lot of fun to play. But that mini little tangent aside, yeah, I've just been done with Assassin's Creed for a long time. The only other game in the franchise I still want to play is AC Syndicate. Yeah, I think that's the one where you play as the brother and the sister. That one has always looked pretty cool to me. Syndicate is pretty much the only AC game left that I actually want to play. Well, no, wait a minute. There is one more. AC Liberation. The one that's on the Vita where you play as the woman. I can't remember what her name is at this moment, but yeah, that's the one other Assassin's Creed game I've been wanting to play. So yeah, Syndicate and Liberation are pretty much the last 2 Assassin's Creed games I have any interest in playing. And once I've played those, I think I'm just done with the franchise altogether at that point. which kind of sucks because I was really into the franchise when it first started. The first game had me like pretty much basically obsessed with like reading about Templar stuff and other things from like around that time period and things like that. It was a really interesting concept and time period and history and all that stuff. It got me into like wanting to read more about that stuff after playing just the first Assassin's Creed game. Oh, and let's not forget the other little tidbit of information where, in their infinite wisdom, the Ubisoft exec has said that gamers need to get comfortable with not owning their games. Well, as for me, I'm already comfortable with not owning their games, as I haven't bothered to buy or play a Ubisoft game in years, as a lot of their games just haven't really sparked any of my interest. And if that's going to be their attitude, I don't see that changing anytime soon either. Another common Ubisoft L. It has gotten so bad for Ubisoft that even their investors have been begging them to go private again lately. Like, their stocks are in an absolute shambles right now, with it constantly dropping. That I've seen people like mention and bring up and stuff, just showing Ubisoft stock just like constantly like going down more and more. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at it right now. Bro, look at this. $2.22. It's gone down even more. Like, I saw a video talking about this exact thing a few days ago, and it showed their stock was at like $2.55 or something like that, and now it's down this much. Dude, my poor ass could afford to buy some Ubisoft stock. Me. Like, their stocks are so low right now that even I could afford to buy some. Bro, this is crazy. And also, to add even further insult to injury, I just don't remember. I saw another video talking about how like the Ubisoft staff was planning to go on strike at some point relatively soon, I think, due to like, I think they were wanting to go on strike over discussion about wanting them to return to like the actual offices at their work instead of being able to work from home. They want them to return to the offices. So apparently their workers were wanting to go on strike over that too, if I heard that correctly. Ubisoft is falling apart in real time right now. Like, what is happening to this company? Like, I don't even think Ubisoft knows what's going on at this rate. And you know what? As much as I be trash talking Ubisoft, this actually sucks to witness. Because think about it. This is the same company that was responsible for Rayman, Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon, those Rainbow Six games. Oh, Lord have mercy. Far Cry, Splinter Cell. Like, this company used to put out heat. I've always said that like the early 2000s era of Ubisoft to like the early 2010s, that was peak Ubisoft back in the days. Especially in like the early 2000s, when you would boot up a Ubisoft game and that classic Ubisoft logo hit, you knew you were in for an experience. You knew you were about to play a good game. Nowadays, it just seems like they just put out mid or like just kind of standard, generic looking kind of stuff. And don't even get me started on their template style game design and game structure of their games they've been using for the past like 7 to 8 years or so now. Pretty much everybody memes about it at this point, just like how samey every Ubisoft game feels, no matter what it is. Every Ubisoft game, especially the open world ones, just feel the same and stuff. I don't even get me started on that. Like, I'm beyond like over that in itself. That's its own can of worms. But that's my discussion video for the day. And now I want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts and opinions on the things that's been going on with Ubisoft lately? Do you guys still buy their games, or have you stopped buying them? Do you guys plan on still buying their games in the future, or is that a no? As for me, I'm done, man. I've personally been done with Ubisoft for quite a few years now at this point. Like I said, I just don't have any interest in buying or playing a lot of what the games they've been releasing lately. The last Ubisoft game I bought was either Far Cry 4 or Watch Dogs 1, whichever was like the most recent release of theirs at that time. I don't think I've bought a single like brand new Ubisoft game since either one of those two at this point. And I was just done after that. I just got tired of playing like the same old kind of thing with their stuff. But anyway, what do you guys all have to say about this? I'm StemMac35 and I'm out. Please don't forget to leave a like on the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.